Ladies and gentlemen, there will be moments in life when people will disrespect you, when they will test your patience, when they will try to belittle you to make themselves feel bigger. The natural instinct is to defend yourself, to clap back, to prove your worth with words. But here's the truth. Every time you respond to disrespect with anger, you give away your power. You hand over your peace to someone who doesn't deserve it. And the greatest lesson you can learn is this: silence is the best answer to disrespect. Silence does not mean weakness. Silence does not mean you're afraid. Silence means you are wise enough to know that not every battle is worth fighting. Some words are traps designed to pull you down into arguments that steal your time, your energy, and your focus. When you choose silence, you choose strength. You choose to rise above. You say without words, "I will not let you drag me into the mud, because I know who I am and I know what I stand for." When you stay silent, you're not giving them the reaction they want. See, disrespect thrives on attention. It wants a response, it wants drama. But when you don't respond, when you hold your peace, you take away its fuel. It burns out on its own. That's not weakness, that's power, that's discipline. That's choosing to protect your future instead of wasting it on people who don't matter. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to defend yourself against every attack. The right people know your character, and the wrong people don't matter. Silence becomes your shield. Silence becomes your proof. And silence becomes your greatest response to those who underestimate you. Never forget, life is too short to fight meaningless battles. There are bigger goals waiting for you, bigger dreams calling you, greater challenges you must conquer. Don't get distracted by small voices trying to pull you off your path. Stay focused, stay silent, and let your success make the loudest noise of all. Because at the end of the day, respect is not demanded with arguments, it's earned with actions. And the most powerful thing you can ever say to disrespect is nothing at all. There will always be people in your life who will try to provoke you, push your buttons, and test your patience. Some will do it intentionally, while others may not even realize the weight of their words. But here's what you must understand: your peace, your energy, and your dignity are some of the most valuable treasures you have in this world. When you allow someone to disrespect you and you respond with anger, shouting, or arguments, you are handing those treasures away for free. Protecting your energy is one of the greatest acts of self-love, and silence is the shield that guards it. Think about it. When someone disrespects you, what do they really want? They want a reaction. They want to see you shaken, frustrated, or dragged down to their level. They want control over your emotions. And when you react the way they expect, you validate their power over you. But when you remain silent, when you hold your ground with calmness and dignity, you deny them that satisfaction. You communicate a powerful message without saying a word. I value myself too much to waste my energy on you. That's power. That's strength. Your silence does not mean that you didn't hear what was said. It doesn't mean you didn't feel the sting of their words. But silence says, "You are not worth my energy." It says, "I will not lower myself to meet you in your chaos." And that silence protects you from giving away pieces of yourself that you need for your growth, for your purpose, and for your future. You see, every time you choose silence, you are preserving your emotional energy for battles that actually matter. Because not all fights are worth fighting. Some fights are distractions. Some fights are designed to pull you off course, to keep you stuck in negativity, to keep you broke emotionally, mentally, and even financially. When you choose silence in the face of disrespect, you are saying, "I have bigger goals than this argument." You are saying, "I won't let you distract me from my purpose." And here's the beauty of silence. It not only protects your energy, but it also protects your dignity. There is dignity in not engaging in foolishness. There is strength in walking away without saying a word. Because silence is not passive, silence is active discipline. Silence is you taking control of your emotions instead of letting your emotions control you. Silence is choosing to rise above. Now let's talk about why responding to disrespect only fuels the fire. Imagine a fire burning in front of you. Disrespect is like that fire. It's heated, it's dangerous, and it consumes whatever you feed it. Every word you throw back, every insult you return, every anger reaction you give is like throwing gasoline on that fire. The more you respond, the bigger the flames get. But when you stay silent, when you don't give it your energy, you're cutting off its oxygen. And what happens to a fire with no oxygen? It dies. This is what happens when you refuse to respond to disrespect. You starve it. You suffocate it, and eventually it loses its power. But when you keep talking back, when you argue and defend yourself, you keep feeding the fire until it burns out of control. Then you're left drained, exhausted, and frustrated, wondering why you wasted your time in the first place. Disrespect is a trap. It's designed to steal your focus and weaken your spirit. And every time you step into that trap by responding with anger, you let it win. But when you stay silent, when you refuse to engage, you break the cycle. You rise above it. You remind yourself that your future is too important to waste on petty people and small-minded arguments. Let me be clear, silence is not about being afraid to speak. Silence is about knowing when your voice is not worth wasting. It's about choosing your battles wisely. Because not every disrespectful word deserves your reply. Not every person who tries to provoke you deserves your time. And not every argument is worth fighting. When you respond to disrespect, you keep yourself locked in the energy of the person who tried to belittle you. But when you stay silent, you free yourself. You free your energy. You free your dignity. And most importantly, you keep your eyes fixed on the bigger picture. Your growth, your goals, your peace, and your future. So the next time someone disrespects you, remember this: your silence is not weakness. Your silence is not surrender. Your silence is wisdom, strength, and power. It protects your energy, preserves your dignity, and kills the fire of negativity before it consumes you. And when you master the art of silence, you'll find that you no longer waste your life on battles that don't matter. You'll save your strength for the victories that do. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think that when you choose silence, you're showing weakness, that you're afraid, or that you don't know how to stand up for yourself. But in truth, silence is one of the most powerful forms of wisdom and strength you can ever possess. It takes far more courage to hold your tongue than to let it run wild. It takes more self-control to remain calm when everything inside of you wants to lash out. Silence is not the absence of power. It is the presence of mastery. Think about it. Anyone can yell back. Anyone can argue. Anyone can throw words like stones. That doesn't take strength. It takes impulse. But it takes a person with a disciplined mind and a strong spirit to say, I will not give you my voice. I will not give you my peace. I will not give you the satisfaction of seeing me lose control. That is real strength. That is wisdom in action. You see, silence gives you the upper hand. It leaves the other person wondering. It makes them uncomfortable. They expect a reaction. And when they don't get it, they're left powerless. Silence speaks volumes without saying a word. It says, I know my worth. It says, I refuse to play your game. It says, your disrespect does not define me. That's why silence is not weakness, it's power. And here's something important. Silence doesn't just protect you from others, it strengthens you within. When you choose silence, you are training yourself in patience. You're teaching yourself emotional control. You're proving to yourself that you are bigger than the situation. Because let's be honest, it's easy to fight back. But real power is being able to walk away with your dignity intact. That's a strength that no insult can shake and no disrespect can destroy. When you choose silence, you are also choosing wisdom. There's a reason why some of the most powerful leaders, thinkers, and visionaries in history knew the value of silence. Silence allows you to think before you act. Silence allows you to reflect instead of react. Silence gives you clarity that anger will always cloud. Words spoken in anger cannot be taken back, but silence gives you time to respond wisely or not respond at all. And many times, the wisest response is no response. Now let's shift into why choosing silence allows you to rise above small battles and focus on greater goals. Life will always present you with opportunities to be distracted. People will throw stones at you, not because they truly dislike you, but because they see your light and it threatens their darkness. They want to pull you down into meaningless arguments, petty fights, and small battles that have no bearing on your destiny. But you have to ask yourself, what do I want more? Do I want to win an argument, or do I want to win in life? Every time you engage in petty conflicts, you are taking time, energy, and focus away from your greater goals. If you're busy arguing with someone who disrespected you, you're not building your dreams. If you're caught up in proving your point, you're not moving forward. If you're wasting energy on small-minded people, you're not investing it into your big vision. And here's the truth. You can't afford to fight small battles when you're destined for great victories. Silence is the way you rise above. Silence is how you say, I'm not here to play in the mud. I'm here to climb the mountain. When you ignore disrespect and keep moving forward, You're making a choice to invest in your future instead of wasting yourself on the present moment. You're making a choice to stay focused on the big picture. The small battles are distractions. The small battles are traps. And the enemy of your destiny knows this. If he can't destroy you, he'll distract you. He'll send people to provoke you, to bait you, to disrespect you, just to pull you off course. But silence keeps you aligned. Silence keeps you centered. Silence keeps your eyes on the prize. It takes wisdom to know which battles are worth fighting and which ones are not. And most of the time, the ones that come in the form of disrespect are not worth it. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them underestimate you. Your silence will say more than your words ever could. Your silence says, I'm focused, I'm disciplined. I'm going somewhere, and I will not waste my journey on you. When you rise above with silence, you're also building resilience. You're proving to yourself that nothing can shake you off your path. And let me tell you, there is no greater feeling than knowing that you didn't let small battles steal your destiny. There is no greater victory than walking away from a fight you could have had, but didn't because you knew you were meant for more. So remember this, silence is not weakness. It is wisdom, discipline, and strength. And silence is how you rise above, how you protect your vision, and how you stay focused on what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, your future is too valuable, your destiny is too great, and your purpose is too important to waste on small battles that won't matter tomorrow. Silence is one of the greatest teachers life can offer. It shapes patience, it strengthens discipline, and it sharpens emotional intelligence. When you choose silence in the face of disrespect, you are building muscles most people never develop. You are teaching yourself that not every feeling needs to be expressed, not every thought needs to be spoken, and not every insult needs a reply. That takes maturity. That takes growth. And it takes the kind of wisdom that separates the average from the exceptional. Think about the power of self-control. The ability to stay calm when someone pushes you is one of the highest forms of strength. Most people live in reaction mode. Someone offends them, they react. Someone mocks them, they react. Someone disrespects them, they react. But when you develop the discipline of silence, you step out of reaction mode and into control. You no longer let people pull your strings. You no longer let your emotions run your life. Instead, you choose your battles carefully. That is emotional intelligence in action. Patience is another gift silence teaches you. When you resist the urge to clap back, you are practicing patience with yourself and with others. You are showing that you can endure the moment without exploding, that you can sit in the discomfort without letting it break you. Patience doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to wait. It means you're strong enough to understand that the storm will pass and that your response could determine the outcome. Silence teaches you to hold back until it's worth speaking. Emotional intelligence grows in silence as well. The ability to read a situation, to understand when it's wise to speak and when it's wise to remain quiet is a rare skill. People with emotional intelligence don't waste words. They don't waste energy. They know that silence can be more powerful than any argument. They understand that words can either build bridges or burn them down. And when they choose silence, they are choosing to preserve peace rather than ignite war. But here's something deeper. Silence doesn't just affect how you deal with others. It transforms how you deal with yourself. When you learn to be silent, you learn to listen. You begin to hear your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own intuition. You discover what truly matters to you. You become more self-aware, more centered, and more in tune with your purpose. Silence with others develops wisdom, but silence within yourself develops clarity, and clarity is priceless. Now let's look at how silence commands respect. There is something about a person who refuses to argue with foolishness that commands attention. When you don't react to every insult, when you don't lower yourself to every petty attack, people notice. They may not say it, but they see it. Your silence speaks louder than words ever could. It shows that you value yourself too much to engage in nonsense. It shows that you respect your own worth enough to walk away with dignity. Respect is not something you beg for. Respect is not something you demand. Respect is something you earn by the way you carry yourself. And silence is one of the most powerful ways to earn it. Because when you stay silent in the face of disrespect, you're showing people that you know who you are. You're showing them that you don't need to defend yourself against lies, because the truth will speak for you. You're showing them that your self-worth is not determined by anyone's opinion. And the beauty of it is this: silence doesn't just command respect from others, it builds respect for yourself. Every time you walk away instead of fighting back, every time you keep your dignity, instead of lowering yourself, you strengthen your self-respect. And when you respect yourself, others eventually have no choice but to respect you too. Silence is not about letting others get away with mistreating you. It's about sending a message without saying a word. It's about showing people that their words cannot shake your foundation. It's about proving to yourself that you are in control of your emotions and your destiny. When you choose silence, you are telling the world, I am not here to waste my life on foolishness. I am here to rise higher. And the ultimate power of silence is this: it leaves people with nothing to work with. They can talk about you, they can disrespect you, they can mock you, but when you don't respond, they run out of fuel. They realize they can't break you. And in the end, your silence becomes the loudest response of all. So let your silence be your strength. Let it build your patience, sharpen your wisdom, and elevate your character. Let your silence command respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Because when you master silence, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, no amount of disrespect, no voice of negativity, and no attack against you can ever tear you down. The truth is, you don't need to fight every battle to prove your strength. You don't need to answer every insult to show your worth. You don't need to waste your energy trying to convince people who have already made up their minds about you. Silence is not defeat. It is your declaration of strength, your protection of peace, and your pathway to wisdom. When you choose silence, you rise above the noise. You keep your dignity intact, your focus clear, and your spirit unshaken. You teach yourself patience, you build emotional intelligence, and you gain clarity about what truly matters. And in the end, your silence commands more respect than any argument ever could. So the next time disrespect comes knocking, don't give it the reaction it's craving. Don't give it your voice, your time, or your energy. Stand tall, stay calm, and let silence speak for you. Because silence has a voice of its own, and it says louder than anything else, I know who I am, and I will not be moved.